Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel Into the University. This channel talks about a variety of things happening inside universities, shares thoughts and experiences, as well as answers questions to give better understanding in academia, technology, and research. My name is Jinho Choi. I'm an assistant professor of computer science at Emory University, Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Ready to be inspired? Let's get to it! In this episode, I'll explain how to get strong letters of recommendation. Do you have 3 professors who will be willing to write good letters for you? If you don't, this episode is for you. Can you guess what excited me the most when I got the PhD admission from the University of Colorado Boulder back in 2007? Yes, I was happy that I would be able to continue on research in natural language processing. Sure, I was excited to go back to the United States when I had just spent the past 3.5 years in Korea. But nothing compares to the fact that I would never have to take the GRE again! GRE, the Graduate Record Examination, was required when I applied for master's and PhD programs. I really think it's a good exam. My English vocabulary had been vastly expanded after studying for it, which I indeed use quite a bit, not only in my scientific writing, but also in my daily life. However, I do not believe it is a good estimation of assessing my verbal, quantitative, and analytical skills. The first time I took the GRE, I got 380 out of 800 for verbal. That was about 25 percentile. Thank God, I was lucky that I got admitted to the University of Pennsylvania for master's. But I did not think that section reflected well on my verbal skill. So, before I applied for PhD, I spent about 4 months studying for it. Then, my score got bumped up to 710, which was about 97 percentile. Remember, I had spent 3.5 years in Korea right before I took that exam, so there was no way that my English became that much better after not speaking the language for that long. During those 4 months of studying, I figured out how to get a higher score in this section, which again did not reflect my verbal skill much. On the other hand, I got perfect scores for the quantitative section in both exams. Does this mean that I'm some kind of math genius? No way! I have met so many people who have much stronger mathematical foundation than me, yet did not get the perfect score for that section. What about the analytical writing? I do not like the idea of forcing people to write essays in a short period of time and using them as measurement of their analytical skills, as some people just need to think longer than others, which has nothing to do with their intelligence levels. You should still make sure that you get decent scores in the GRE, although having high GRE scores probably won't get you to a graduate program, but getting low GRE scores may get you rejected. Nonetheless, if I were you, I would not spend too much time to push GRE scores higher and higher, as many schools these days are even dropping this requirement. There are more important things that you should spend a good amount of time to prepare, such as letters of recommendation, which may sound strange to you as you're not the one writing the letters, but that's the secret I'm about to tell you. To get strong letters of recommendation, you need to find professors who have uniquely nice things to talk about you. The important concept here is the uniqueness. Most professors who agree to write recommendation letters for students have something nice to talk about them. The question is, how can you get professors to write letters that are distinguished from ones they write for other students? If you are planning to get letters from professors who barely know you, but you've got A's in their courses, think twice. I had a student who got an A in my course and asked me to write a recommendation letter for graduate applications. As much as I wanted to help, I had no idea what to write other than the student got an A in my course. In fact, it was the first time that the student approached me personally to talk about anything outside of the class. On the other hand, I had another student, Tyler Angert, who had never taken my courses but frequently dropped in my office to discuss about his personal project in data visualization. I was so impressed by the quality of his work, especially when Tyler was not even getting any credit out of this project, and observed so many unique strengths of him. I was more than happy to write a letter for his graduate applications, as Tyler made to a master's program at Harvard University. Another key concept to remember is that you should find professors who know you in some personal level, so that they can elaborate not only how strong you are academically, but also how good of a person you are in general. This is particularly important for PhD applications, since the relationship between a student and one's advisor is the single most important thing during the PhD program. Most people I know who have got out of PhD programs without finishing their degrees are ones that do not necessarily have the best relationships with their advisors. Even if you're the smartest person in the world, but known to be difficult to work with, professors will be hesitant to invite you to their groups. Therefore, please make sure to expose yourself to a situation where professors can see non-academic aspects about you, which they do not get to see much in a classroom setting. No need to bring a gift or a card unless you really want to. Just let professors know that you are much more than a good student who they want to keep in touch with. Once professors see the true side of you, they will die to write letters for you, as many of them consider students their academic children. As I'm emphasizing how important it is to build a good relationship with a professor, it takes quite some time to develop that kind of relationship, certainly over a semester period. One thing you should be aware of is that graduate programs ask professors to indicate how long they have known the student upon the submission of recommendation letters. This is why I prefer not to write letters for students who have taken only one course with me, because knowing them for less than a half a year does not really give me a credential to write good letters for them. Therefore, if you plan to apply graduate schools, start contacting professors now, because tomorrow will be one last day that you can share memories with them. I know they tend to ignore your emails, and I'm also guilty of doing so. But if you show professors that you're not purposefully approaching them just to get the letters, but genuinely interested in their work or life, they will likely get back to you at least early enough that you can build meaningful relationships way before you apply for graduate schools. Thanks for listening to our channel. You can listen to this podcast through YouTube, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others, so please don't forget to subscribe. In the next episode, I'll explain how to write a good statement of purpose, so stay tuned. See you next time.